Hey, what's up? It's Taclys, and today we're going to be talking about something that is kind of unpopular, but I feel needs to be talked about because nobody seems to be talking about it. That Dragon Age Inquisition is not that great a game. First off, before I start, I'd like to say that if you like Dragon Age Inquisition, if you love it, if it's your game of the year, good for you. I'm not saying that your opinion's bad. I'm not saying that you're bad. I'm not saying your tastes in gaming are bad. I'm just saying that I don't think Dragon Age Inquisition is that great of a game. And I'm going to explain as reasonably as I can without raging and losing my mind that I spent $40 on this game and have not really enjoyed any of it. Yeah, try not to do too much of that. So the footage that you're going to be seeing on screen right now, in general, is me completing one of the many side missions that are in the game. And that's actually one of the things I don't like about the game, is that all the side missions are exactly the same. But before we get into that, let's do a recap on what Dragon Age Inquisition is. Dragon Age Inquisition is an open world, RPG, adventure type game where you are trying to stop the breach, which is allowing demons to enter the world of the humans, kind of. They have magic, and it's kind of medieval time. Fantasy medieval. There we go. It's kind of in a similar vein as games such as, I don't know, Skyrim. It's in a similar vein to that. Open world, medieval, magic-y RPG. It's obviously not the same, and I haven't played much Skyrim, so I'm not going to be comparing it to that much. But it's in that same vein. It's been released on Xbox One, PS4, and PC, and also past gen. And that hurts it more than a little. That hurts it quite a bit, actually. So, yeah, let's get into the game. It's a BioWare game, and it's also an EA game, and my distaste for EA keeps going up and down and up and down, because for a while I hated EA and everything they stood for, and every game that was EA I despised, and then I ended up with a handful of EA games, such as Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, Titanfall, and Need for Speed, what's that one, Most Wanted? Whatever the recent Need for Speed open world game is. And they weren't awful. I mean, Titanfall, I actually really enjoyed that game. It wasn't perfect by any means, but I really enjoyed that game. Probably put 100 plus hours into it. But then EA, just, they're not the best company, and I still don't trust them. So, anyways, back to Dragon Age Inquisition. This game kind of is a lot like a Mass Effect set in fantasy times. It has a lot of Mass Effect elements. The character customization, the custom dialogue, custom is a loose term. The dialogue options are exactly like Mass Effect, their layout and whatnot. Sometimes the answers aren't quite as exact on whether you're making a jerk answer or if you're making a nice person answer, but usually it's pretty obvious. Yeah. So that's kind of a recap of the game itself. I'd like to go into why I don't think it's that great a game. Now be aware, I have not beaten the game. I cannot force myself to beat the game. I have probably logged 25-ish hours, 25-ish hours, somewhere in there, into the game, just assuming that it picks up, because everyone and everywhere on the entire internet says that this game is the ultimate game of all history, that it's the bestest game ever. That it was winning Game of the Year awards within like weeks of it coming out. It was ridiculous. Which I still think that's a little sketchy to be winning Game of the Year awards so fast. Yeah, but it's just not that good. Let's go over a few things. The storyline itself has the potential to be interesting. It just hasn't gotten there yet because the breach, despite them acting like it's the biggest problem in the world, isn't that big a problem. I mean, it's, at least where I'm at, we haven't come across a decimated village. We haven't come across a slaughtered field of humans. We haven't come across really anything. It's not even like people are changing their way of life because of the breach. There just is another monster roaming the land that only I can stop. The little breaches. What do they call them? Fade breaches or something like that? The demons aren't threatening, in a sense. I mean, they don't change much in the world. They're just another enemy. And sometimes they're hard, sometimes they're easy. I've fought bears in the world that are harder than demons. That's just... I'm not a fan of that. I think that the bears in general, normal, non-magic-y animals, should be butchered fairly easily. Especially when you're making explosions and lightning and stuff like that. The characters, they're alright. Some of them are better developed than others, but none of them are particularly developed at all. Now, I will say that in general video games, character development is not a strong suit in the entire industry, so I'm not going to harp on this too much. But there are the select few games that do develop characters well, especially ones that have choose-your-own dialogue, looking at The Walking Dead, the game by Telltale, not any of the other ones. That one, you could choose your own dialogue, and you actually got some very interesting characters and character development that way. I could go into a whole rant on why I think that the choosing your own... You know what? I'll do it. I'll do it as quickly as I can. The text choosing options in The Walking Dead, the game, is so superior to the BioWare style. Because in BioWare, you can stop and look at your 3-4 options as long as you want. And you can pretty much tell what exactly your reaction is going to be for saying the first option, the second option, or the third option. And usually it's pretty obvious which one is the "oh, I'm so nice" option, which option is the kind of middle ground, don't offend anyone option, and which option is the total jerk option, which is mean and cruel and all that. You can really tell pretty obviously. In The Walking Dead, you cannot tell those options so clearly. In fact, those options usually aren't available. Sometimes they are. Sometimes you have a choice to be a jerk, or sometimes you have a choice to be nice. Sometimes you have 3 options, and all 3 options are good. And you just kind of look at them like, I don't know what to do. But the second thing, and this is more important, well, not more important, equally important, is that it's timed. You have to cough up a reaction fast, and sometimes those reactions are faster than others. And it's more like a real conversation. You don't have all the time in the world to think about your reply. You just have to answer right now in the heat of the moment. And if you don't answer, that is factored into the conversation as well. And I think that is a far superior system than whatever BioWare is doing. So, anyways, back to Dragon Age. Man, I've talked about a lot of other games so far. Back to BioWare's Dragon Age Inquisition. Let's see. The actual campaign is alright, but it's a lot of go somewhere, kill some things, or go somewhere, rescue some things, or something along those lines. The campaign itself, at least where I'm at in the game, I'm not even sure what I'm doing in the campaign. I have so many side missions available to me, and I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing for the campaign, and I've really tried. Just don't think I haven't tried. I've really tried to like this game. I spent good money on this game. My last cents, if you followed me on Twitter, you'd see I spent my last cents in my Xbox account buying this game. And I really wanted to like this game. I thought it was going to be a great game, and I've really tried. And I've tried to play more of the campaign, and I tried to do the side missions, and I tried to grind for XP, and I tried to do the crafting of the equipment and all that. It's just not grabbing me. But yeah, the campaign, it's alright. It's just, it's not that much different than the side missions, except you get a little pretty cutscene. And I will say, the cutscenes are very pretty. The character models are pretty. They're well done, they're high definition, they're definitely on par with industry standards. The rest of the world, however, is painfully past gen. Not painfully, noticeably last gen. Some of the textures are not great. Some of the lighting's not great. Some of the monsters in general just don't look right. I'm going to be showing a clip right now of a demon that looked, the coloring and the lighting and the texture, it looks like it was made in Blender. I don't know why, because I've seen that demon elsewhere and it looks alright, but right then it looks terrible. The rain is okay, but it's not as good as we've seen in other games like Watch Dogs or Shadow of Mordor, where the rain actually interacts with the world. It's just falling rain, and there's also the world that's wet and shiny, but there's no interaction between the two. there's just some graphical issues. When you walk up to people, NPCs in the world, they don't move out of your way, and you can actually get stuck between two NPCs even though your character body is not touching anything. It will not allow you to pass between them. That, I mean, in this day and age, I mean, friggin' Assassin's Creed Unity had that down to a T, pushing NPCs out of your way. Watch Dogs. I mean, heck, games last year, friggin' Dead Rising 3, which was not considered a graphically good game in any way whatsoever, allowed you to do that. Your own teammates can sometimes get in your way. But probably a couple of the biggest things about the game that I just don't like is that all the side missions are the same. Now, you're going to argue probably in the comments saying, but some missions you go looking and some missions you go killing. They're all fetch quests. You get instructions from a person to go to 1, 2, or 3 different locations, kill, find, or rescue something, and then return to that person and report back in. That's how almost every side quest is, at least so far in the game. And they're not fun. That's not a fun side quest. That's the same side quests that we had in Dead Rising 3, and it got harped on for its lame side quests. A fun side quest? Let's take a look at Sunset Overdrive. A fun side quest in Sunset Overdrive is going from house to house and collecting the side quest icons. Now that's kind of breaking the fourth wall, so that's Sunset Overdrive's own thing. But it was hilarious to do that side quest. A side quest where you have to, this was in the DLC for Sunset Overdrive, you have to raise sunken wreckage out of the ocean and smash huge crates of treasure to earn $5 million, and then you give it all to your quest person. But it was actually really fun because you had to find all the different treasure crates and crash them, and the explosions of loot at each one was just, it was fun. I'm not saying it was amazing, but it was a fun side quest. It was enjoyable to do. And it also didn't take me 15 minutes to do it. Because the side quests in Dragon Age can take so long. Because you have to walk so far to get from spot to spot. The world's big, but it's not an interesting big. It's not a big that I would spend time exploring. It's a big that is an obstacle between me and my side quest. I mean, sure, you'll find things to mine and collect. Which a little problem I have with those is that the animation to collect a rock or whatever, your character doesn't even need to be close to the rock to do the little patting animation or whatever to grab the rock. I don't know, I feel like you should at least touch the rock to pick it up. But the world's not an interesting big. In, let's say, Watch Dogs. I like Watch Dogs. I know it's kind of an unpopular game. Man, my voice is acting up today. I think I'm a little sick. Whatever. In Watch Dogs, I would spend time just walking the streets of Chicago, and I would look at people, how they were reacting. I would read their little bios. I'd hack people's texts, and I would just have fun doing nothing but walking along the streets. In Shadow of Mordor, I would just walk around and I would observe the orcs and the humans interacting, and sometimes the orcs would get in an argument and then they'd fight each other, or they'd have a little duel, or the orcs would be having a funny conversation that was worth listening to, or the orcs would be walking along and suddenly wargs, or whatever they called them in the game. I don't remember what they called the wargs. The wargs popped out and started just attacking the orcs, and the orcs had to fight the wolves, and it was exciting and it was fun, and there's none of that in Dragon Age. It's an empty world. There's the handful of enemies here and there, but they do nothing but wait for you to walk up and kill them. Okay. The other thing that I don't like is the loot, armor, weapons, crafting system. I'm still using gear I got in the tutorial because I have not found, looted, purchased, or crafted a single piece of armor that is better since the tutorial. Like my chest plate, I think I found one new chest plate since the tutorial. My helmet, I think I'm using the same helmet in the tutorial. My staff, I've only upgraded it. I've only changed it out once or twice. Yeah. And I have to babysit all of my companions' loot. They don't get their own loot and auto-equip what's best for them. which I'm sure some people love being able to have 4 or 5 characters to do their equipment and skill points for. But for me, it's just annoying that I have to babysit them. Because it's like, I'm holding the big bag of loot, they're holding nothing, and I have to personally hand out their armor for them. I don't know, it's just kind of annoying. At least I think it is. That point could easily, you could love that point, so I'm not going to push that point at all. But, I just haven't found any new gear. And that just kind of is discouraging to ever look for new gear, because I'm 6 levels in, I think. 6 levels in. And I haven't found anything. Oh yeah, and the leveling takes friggin' forever. I would much rather go with GTA's leveling route, where you only get major unlocks every 5 to 10 levels, but you level up at a rapid speed. That's so much more fun than wait. Level up, and then you have to wait way longer to level up again. 2 levels? That's so far away. Even at level 6, leveling up takes forever. So, I don't know what else to say about this. Oh, I missed my main point. The number one thing I can't stand about this game, and it's also the thing that sold me on this game, and that's why it's the most disappointing to me, is the combat. The combat's terrible. There's no excuse for this combat. This combat is boring. That being said, I am using a mage, and from what I understand, some of the other character types are more interesting, but the mage is boring. It's the combat style is almost exactly like Diablo, if Diablo was slowed down by 300%. It's so slow. It's so boring. I'm going to be doing a quick cut between a cinematic trailer, which I understand cinematic trailers, they overemphasize things to make them look cool, but the cinematic trailer is like, this is what you're going to expect from the game. And then there's the actual footage that I captured of fighting. So yeah, if you didn't notice, the cinematic trailer and what they showed off was exciting. It was dark. It was colorful. It was very lively looking. They were doing attacks and combos that just aren't possible in the game. Like when the Inquisitor, there we go, or the player, whatever you want to call him, makes the green portal and sucks the monster into it. That's not how closing the demon breaches work. You just kind of kill the demons and then you close the breach when the demons are all gone. Unless that's some ability that I did not read about when reading through all the stats and unlocks. If you unlock that later, that's cool. But the combat is boring. Even if the footage looks exciting and colorful, all I'm doing is holding down right trigger, right trigger, right trigger, right trigger, X, right trigger, right trigger, right trigger, bumper. That's literally combat. That's combat. I can't move. I can't strafe. I can't dodge. I have to wait till that little animation's finished before I can move or do anything. The mana takes so long to recharge comparatively to other games. That is, you do an attack and you wait, and then you can do another attack and you wait. And either your teammates are committing genocide on the battlefield, regardless if you're helping them or not, or they're getting beat so savagely that they're going to waste all of your health potions and then die. So, Dragon Age Inquisition. It's not a terrible game. It's not a bad game. it's just not a game of the year, and it's not a fun game for me. If you enjoy the game, all power to you. At this point, that's even what I tell Destiny players, and I do think Destiny's a terrible game. But if you enjoy the game, gaming is to have fun. And if you're having fun, good for you. Dragon Age Inquisition is not fun for me. It's not enjoyable for me. It's not exciting for me. It's boring, it's grindy, it's repetitive, and it's slow. So, I don't think Dragon Age Inquisition should be winning as many Game of the Year awards as it does. It's just not that great a game, especially when you compare it to the likes of Shadow of Mordor, Sunset Overdrive, Wolfenstein, Watch Dogs. Some people will not agree with, but I liked Watch Dogs a lot. It's just not as good as those games. So, I don't get why it's getting so many Game of the Year awards. I don't get why someone who's usually as intelligent a reviewer as Angry Joe gave it Game of the Year. It's just not that fun. So, thank you very much for enduring my long rant. Hope you guys enjoy this format and what I think about games. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys later.